some sleight of hand tricks.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another Ride Along with Goggles tutorial, and this one's going to be on the this thing at the resistance torque that's been introduced into the game in the engines. And my understanding is that SCS wants to give the trucks a more realistic feel on the road. Like when you let off the throttle on a truck, they don't have much deceleration in a diesel engine, unlike a gas engine, because in your gas engine, you let off the throttle, where's my hand? There's a throttle plate that's open, and you let off the throttle, it closes and stops air going into the engine, and the engine doesn't keep pulling in air and doesn't want to keep going. Like, I mean, it really slows it down. Not having any air, it really wants to slow down in a hurry. And it's like on the downstroke, instead of pulling in air, it's pulling a vacuum, which is resistance. Like, you know, when you try and, you know, pull on a straw that's blocked, you know, nothing happens. So that's your piston going down. So the cylinder is slowing down, and it doesn't have a lot of air to compress going back up, so it's not got resistance in that direction. So a gasoline engine with a throttle plate open, closed, slows down. Diesel engines open all the time. There's no throttle plate, so when you let off the throttle on a diesel, it just keeps pulling in air, and there's no vacuum. It's just anyway, so what happens is diesel engines are a little lazier than a gas engine on the throttle increase, in large part because the mass, they're huge, and that wants to keep moving in its own right. So anyway, they're different. It's not a gas engine. So, but SCS only has, it seems to me, they don't have a dynamic for chassis resistance. So resistance in the differentials, the drive shaft, the transmission. I don't know if they use wind friction, like wind resistance, tire friction on the road. So they're using the throttle resistance of the engine, or the engine rotational torque resistance. By decreasing that, the truck wants to roll on the way they do in real life and not slow down as rapidly on a throttle drop. So that's the solution to get that in the game. This is my assumption, but anyway, the net effect is it's not very good. I'm going to show you what I mean. I've got an engine in the truck here that I've not modified the torque resistance on, and let's hop in and check it out. So this is a 3406E Caterpillar. It's 600 horsepower, and this is what's happened with this latest change in the game. That's not realistic. There's no way that is real. It takes forever to drop. The rise isn't terrible. That's terrible, but this throttle drop? Yeah, that's not real. But it gives the effect of the truck wanting to roll down the road when you let off the throttle. So we can change that. And what I'm going to do right now, shut this off, I'm going to insert a little clip here. I took this little video from YouTube, and it's just a clip of a 3406E doing a throttle blip. Just a couple times. It's not going to go on forever because it's what it is. And okay, let's just listen to that right now. Okay, so we got that. Now what I'll do is I'm going to change the engine. Let's get this to an engine I've changed it on and show you the difference. I'm pretty close to what that one in the video is. You can even hear that, like I let off the throttle and it just had to really get on the brake. It wanted to keep going. So let's put in this one. I believe it's this one here. Let's try it. I might have to go to a higher horsepower one. Oops, we want to just drive here. See if this is the one. I should have checked that first. Oh no, I haven't changed this one. My bad. Yeah, this is one I fixed. Okay, so see, it's not instant. It doesn't fall like a gasoline engine, but it comes down way quicker. So this, you can shift it, because when you're floating gears or whatever, say you're going along at 1700, you drop the throttle right there, boom, that's where you'd be pulling the stick back. Well, with that other one, we should put that other engine back in. I'll explain it. And also on the downshift, you would get down to, this RPM here or whatever, and then you would be wanting to downshift, so you have to speed match, so you give the thing a shot up, and then when it comes down to, say, right there, say 1400, 1500, you want to be getting into that gear and slow down again. Well, you got to wait for that throttle to come down there, because you usually blip past and then pick your moment. You're really on the money if you blip it to the point and throw it in and you're downshifting. You're on your game, and you've been in the truck for a little while. When it's your own truck, like my own trucks, when I had a couple, when I'm downshifting and rev matching, it's not like in the game. I'm a lot sloppier driver in the game than I am in real life. But then again, I'm jumping between engines and transmissions and loads and stuff all the time. And I'm more interested in yakking with you guys than I am in paying attention. And so I don't... And if you can do it in the game, you can definitely do the rev matching and everything else in real life. It's way easier. But anyway, so I digress. Let's just go back to that other engine real quick so we can get them back to back. So we'll go back to that 600. 3460. Well, the 610 did it too. We'll go in here. Hop in. How much longer that takes to get down to idle. Okay, so there's the problem. And let's go fix it. A lot of you folks have been wanting to know, well, where do I adjust this? Because a lot of you know how to go in and tweak these engines. But what is this resistance torque thing all about? So do I have a window open? No, we'll use that one. That'll let me get to this. Now I can close that. Now we have that. We have American Truck Simulator. And the ZeeMod 3406E. Right there. We're going to do show more options. 7-zip. Open the archive. Truck. And it's in the common. Data engine. Hey, what's going on here? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. That was a dog and pony show. So what I ended up doing is on the right, we have the engine that's in the truck right now. This is the OpenDef that's in my mod folder or in the game. And I just went and I downloaded. So I didn't, I always say don't do this, but I did it. I didn't have my original OpenDef. So I went to ZeeMod's website. You can see in the background there. I went and got it. And got the original to show you the difference, and he actually uses a rolling torque resistance that increases as the engine gets bigger, which is it's logical, So anyway, we went with the lowest power engine here, 450. You can see here now if you've been messing with engines for a while, you see your horsepower and torque numbers up here, kilowatt and newton meters. Once again, to reiterate. This number right here well, actually this one where it says torque, that's in Newton meters, and that is the number that affects the power of the engine in the game. The horsepower number doesn't do anything. It's this one right here. This is the effective, this is information. See, info, icon. This is just stuff that shows up in the game. So when you're looking at the little window in the mod or in the shop, it gives you that info. But that number, so if you want to, build yourself a specific engine, but he's got a truck, he's got 645 horsepower in the dyno, and you want to do his engine, well, you would take 645 horsepower and go online and get a HP to kilowatt, KW, just type in KW conversion, and that'll give you your horsepower in kilowatt, and that goes here, and that's just for info. But the big one is the torque, and say he was getting 2450 torque. Well, you would want to take 2450 torque and get a converter for pound-feet to Newton meter or NM, and it'll tell you type in your 2450 and it'll give you a Newton meter number, which I believe is something like 2950 around there, I think, or 3050 maybe. Might be 3050. 2450, I think it's 3050. Anyway, well, we'll see. We could go over here. This might be, oh no, this isn't one. This is a ZeeMod number here. But it's 2292. It's 31. Okay, 3107. This is a ZeeMod engine. I haven't touched this engine other than the resistance torque, and we're getting ahead of ourselves. Well, you can see I've got it at 450. So that's what we have, what we were trying. And if we went to the one that we're getting 303, but that would be stock. We tested the 610. It's got 284. So we're 284 versus 450 is what we heard me show you in the game. So the upshot of it is you've got to go in here and change the resistance torque number to a higher value to get that RPM to come down. And if you're not driving automatic, you may not care. Or if you are driving an automatic, you may not care. Or if you're doing sequential shifting or whatever, probably doesn't matter to you. But if you're shifting the stick, whether you double clutch or whether you float gears, whatever, it's going to be a frustrating experience with that really droopy RPM drop. So this is where you change it. So now while I'm here, I might as well give you the rundown on how to do this effectively. So what we'll do is we're just going to do these engines in here. And you can see I've already done these ones over here. But what I'll do is I'll take that open def out of I'll just delete it. And I'll do it again to show you how to use ZeeMod's open def generator for the best effect. And let's do that. So we will go in here. We're going to go right there, and we're going to delete that open def. So that's the one I've already changed. We're going to take this one. We're working in my ZeeMod folder. We're going to go to here. And we're just going to make this one. I like that 450. It seems okay. We'll just go 450. And we're going to go 450 across the board because we're not splitting hairs here. We're not doing any math or science. We're just trying to make the thing a little more drivable. So we will save that. And get the next one. Actually, I should have put that on my clipboard, the 450. I'll do that now. Let's copy that. Actually, instead of getting all picky, you can just copy the whole line. And save that. Just go here and do this whole line. Oh, what happened there? That engine may not belong in here. doesn't. Consumption coefficient, yeah, that's different. Let's ignore that. See the torque resistance numbers dropping here for the smaller engine. I mean, that's splitting hairs. It's nice, like, you know, to go to that attention of detail. But what we're trying to do is just make this thing drivable. There's, yeah, we're 252. Save, close. That takes us down to, it's that one or the next one? This one. Save it. Down to this one. We will go ahead. Now you can take a, you know, if you want, you could do, say you're going to go 450 for the 732 horsepower. And you could take you could take what he has, 303 against 262 here, split the difference, find the ratio, and drop each one down if you wanted to. It's like totally up to you. I'm just doing it this way to show you. And typically what I do, because I'm only going to drive these couple engines up here anyway. So now we've got that change. So we're going to say, yep, save those changes to each one we changed. There we go. So we should be able to just drill into one and see the change. There it is. We're good. We're golden. And we got what we want. Oh, cancel that. Just close that. There we go. Now, that's in my ZeeMod folder. What we want to do now is we're going to go up here to the engine data. That's in common. And we want to propagate that across all of the vehicles in here. So the way to do it is, well, actually it will. We don't need to change anything else, I don't think. Although this doesn't have all my engines in my trucks in it. Yeah, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to over here. Oh, we could use this one over here. Let's go to my documents, ATS notepads, engines. Where is it? Why am I not seeing it? Oh, truck new file names, ATS. I think I added the BDE here. Yeah, so this, take all of that, copy it. You know what we should have done? Got to go in here. Got to go to here. Oops. Just take all of this, except I leave ZeeMods in there at the top. Delete it. Delete all those. Now we got all this over here, so copy. Oops, edit. Select all. Copy. Get it on my clipboard. You can close this. Close that. And we will go to, now I don't want to go back out to my desktop the hard way, so we're going to go, we'll go the easy way. And we'll go get ZeeMod's OpenDef generator. Oh, desktop. Where is it? OpenDef generator. And we're going to go to the one on my F drive. Go to ZeeMod. OpenDef mods 3406E 4:12 p.m. That's not the one. This one. 240, 241. Yep. So here it is. There we can see that that's all we got is ZeeMod's truck in there. Paste in all these other trucks. Now I've got a whole bunch of truck mods in here that you don't typically get with the ZeeMod thing. Save and close. Now we could go to grab it. Where are we here? Oh, 3406E. original. This is this one we modified right there. So we're going to copy it and we're going to paste it into here. And now we have that OpenDef in there. And we'll go in there, and each one of those engines now should have 450, and they'll have that new drop. And I deleted and replaced the old one, so it should have slotted right back in where it was. I wanted to make sure I would have went in the mod manager and checked, but we replaced like for like, deleted one, added the other. That wasn't a case of overwriting or anything. But anyway, yeah, that OpenDef generator is magic. Just be sure what you usually do, if you're making horsepower changes and adding new engines, you add them to ZeeMod's truck right at the top, his 4900, and in the common and in the, so what is it, CSUI? In the, so you got to change what's in common, and you got to change what's in a truck, and get rid of all the other ones, and then copy back in all the other one, all your list wherever you got it of your back in with the OpenDef generator, and it'll populate that change to all of those trucks. And let's see if I'm right. Okay, so got the beeps. Let's see what we got here. Got the 610. Well, we could go right down to a little one here, and we should have, well, there's a 550. Did that 550 even work? Let's find out. Yeah, it was the 500 that was weird. See, that drops straight. So that's why, that sounds like the one in the video. Now, getting back to why the diesel engine, like all Caterpillar engines for far back as I know, when you drop the throttle, they cut the fuel. Like modern fuel injection engines, electronic fuel injection, the CAT had a positive fuel cutoff. The old Cummins 350 that my buddy had, I was talking to my brother about it, it had a pressure over time fuel injection system that used a bleed idle circuit to bleed off the fuel on the throttle drop. So it didn't just cut the fuel, it bled off. And what happened is the reason the engine was probably lazy, according to John, and makes sense, is there's, for idle control, there's two controls on those Cummins big cams, and one was the actual idle circuit for fuel at idle. So this is idle RPM, this is the fuel. And the when you move the fuel, your throttle and all the linkages are moving under the hood. They move some arms, and they have stops on them to stop the travel, and you use that to set the amount of fuel return. Now that fuel return does affect idle, but it's not used to set idle. And if a guy gets under the hood and he doesn't really know what he's doing, and he starts messing with it, well, how do I set the idle on this thing? Oh, hey, look at this. This moves the throttle. Yeah, that throttle pedal moves this. Let's move this around a little bit. And they'll change the amount of fuel that's going into the engine when you drop the throttle. And if they add fuel, then when you let the throttle off, the engine's going to go really slowly down, as this engine was doing. Because that was a mirror image of my buddy's 350 big cam. What we did with this stock engine, like that throttle dropped so slow. I can't believe how that guy ever drove that truck. It was a 10-speed. He floated gears in it, but oh my God, the patience of Job to wait for a chance to get that gear in the next slot. So anyway, so that's an instance where that's the mystery to why that engine likely had such a slow throttle drop. But as we saw in that CAT 3406E clip, that's more traditional. Like if you could Google it. I just Googled, or on YouTube looked for 3406E throttle blip. I came up with that video. The guy's doing a bunch of stuff. I didn't want to copyright his stuff or whatever, take a lot of it. He was talking about the engine or making changes or whatever. Not sure exactly, but he had that bit where he went in and blipped the throttle, and that's typical. So there you go. That's why you know that, like, people have commented and gotten a hold of me, Dan, what's going on with the engine since the physics change? Well, you know, I can't drive the truck anymore. And it's because to get the result they want with the inertia and the truck moving down the road with the mass behind it, the way they would roll, and not have that throttle off deceleration that you get in a gasoline engine with a throttle valve plate that closes off the airflow. You know, they have one place to go to adjust that, and that's this. And unfortunately, it gives the effect they want in one place and a detrimental effect elsewhere. And so all we're doing is putting the game back to where we want to drive it. And there may be changes down the road where they can have the two live happily together. You maybe reduce the resistance torque, find a chassis setting. They can create a chassis setting for wind resistance, tire resistance, transmission, you know, residual resistance, etc. in the diffs, front, you know, the wheel bearings, everything, brake drag, whatever you want, and toy with that, and then put the engines back would be nice. But anyway, I'll leave it there. So happy trucking. Take care. Bye for now.
I had no real good need